Okay, in this video, I will show you how to create a voice over IP solution for lab number 6. As you can see in this diagram, uh, we have the first router, switch, one IP phone, and one PC. Uh, we can set up a serial port, serial connection, and fast Ethernet connection for internal network. Uh, FA0 will the FA0 sub 0 in the serial port will connect to FA0 sub 1 on the switch, and then the FA0 2 switch gonna connect to the IP phone, and then from the IP phone the PC port will connect to the computer. So we will set up a dual VLAN on the switch, in the switch. Okay. The first thing you need to do is to configure the Dhcp pools. Let me show you the Dhcp pool on the let me show you the Dhcp pools, which is this command line, Dhcp pools. First of all, you have to configure the Dhcp pools. So this command, you create a Dhcp for the data and for the voice. You can create another one for the management if you prefer to do that. Please be sure to exclude uh, some IP addresses reserved for devices that require static IP, like switches, routers, and servers. Okay. The next thing that you need to do is to set up the sub interfaces. The sub interfaces in the router will be configured as follow. Uh, you need to create this one, which is interface fast Ethernet 0 sub 0 dot 10 for the data VLAN, and then interface fast Ethernet 0 sub 0 dot 11 for management VLAN, and then interface fast Ethernet 0 sub 0 dot 15. This is for the voice VLAN. So if you are in the port 2, you substitute this one, become, if you're gonna set up the port 2, you're gonna configure fast Ethernet 0 sub 0 dot 20 instead of dot 10, and here you're gonna substitute 1 with 2, becoming fast Ethernet 0 sub 0 dot 21, and similarly with the voice VLAN, you're gonna configure fast Ethernet 0 sub 0 dot 25 for the voice VLAN. So basically, this is how you configure the sub interfaces for router on the stick. Okay. The IP address for the serial port is 203.0.113.1/30. Okay. That's the serial port connection for the router 1. The next thing you need to do is to configure the serial port. The serial port is, as I mentioned to you earlier, that's the IP address, and you need to set up as a DCE, digital circuit equipment. Okay, the clock rate is 128,000, or you can use 200,000 kilobit per second. Mm, so first we created the HCP pools, and then we can set up the sub interfaces, which is here, and then we set up the serial interface, which is this one, and then we need to configure routing protocol, which is this one. In this case, we're gonna use EIGRP. EIGRP 10.10, 10.0.0.0 is for the internal network, and 203.0.113.0 is for the serial connection.